The Beatz Hub.
Right, so I know it's been a while since I uploaded another video. I've been super busy with bookings and studio time, sorting people out with beats, all that sort of stuff. But I got a little bit of free time today, so I thought I'm going to go over something quite important. And obviously, by running the studio, I'm constantly getting messages asking about studio time and what to expect when they get there and whatnot. So yeah, I thought I'd just do a video on that. I thought I'd go quite into detail about what to expect, and I'm going to break it down into stages. The first step is getting your track ready. So you want to be looking on YouTube for like type beats or anything that you're feeling like that. Just get a nice solid beat, make sure it's been mixed and mastered well, and yeah, just write to it. If you're going to do a freestyle, then just write bars all the way through. Or if you wanted to do like a proper track, then maybe you want to write a chorus, a 16-bar verse, a chorus, and then another verse, and then get the track boxed off. But what you want to be doing is, before you come to the studio, you want to be making sure that what you're doing, you're fully confident with it. You want to make sure that you can do it all the way through without messing up. You know what's going where. So then when you get to the studio, you're not wasting time taking multiple takes or not knowing where things are going. So after you've got your track ready, what you want to be doing is you want to be picking a studio that's going to be right for you. You don't want to be going online, typing in music studios and coming across studios that are like focused on maybe rock music if you want to be doing rap or like singing or whatever like that. You want to find something that has got a bit of experience in what you're doing. So, for example, you'd want to come to us if you're a rapper, jumping on rap beats, or if you're a singer doing like R&B, something that kind of specialises in what you want to be doing, that's got a bit more experience with a similar sort of music. To be fair with you, most studios can do more or less everything, but it's about, if you want them little extra things putting in or little chops in the beat and whatnot, then you're better off coming to someone like us, where we can sort you out properly and make sure that the track's to its full potential, what it can be. And another thing as well, you want to be dropping the studios a message, finding out where they are in your area, who they've worked with, ask them to send you a portfolio of what they've mixed and mastered before. And it's only fair for you to be asking all this stuff because they want to be selling their studio time, you know what I mean? So if you just ask the studio, they'll send you pictures, they'll send you a portfolio of what they've done before, and then you can get it boxed off from there. So the next point that I want to talk about is, how much time do you think that you're going to need? And it's a bit of a dodgy question, this one, because how long's a piece of string? But if you've got like maybe a freestyle track that you think you can do in one go, us, for example, we mix and master as we go along, and we do it quite quick. So you might only want to be booking an hour, for example, if you're going to be getting that track done. But to be fair, if you booked an hour and you've done just one freestyle track, which is a one take, then you can probably do maybe 3 or 4 freestyle tracks in one go. But if you want to get like a proper track done with a hook, a verse, and you want to do backing and ad-libs, maybe just book an hour for that one track. It's up to you, like whatever you think's necessary to get your song done. Sorry, my phone's just constantly pinging off from people putting studio time on. So you want to be figuring out how much you think you'll need to spend on the track. We usually say an hour per track just to be safe. But if you're going to be needing to take multiple takes, or you wanted to be doing a lot of ad-libs, a lot of back-ins and stuff like that, then you might need to book 1 to 2 hours. Or if maybe you might want to book a full day if you've got loads of tunes that you want to do, a couple freestyles, a couple actual tunes, but that's all down to you. The best thing that we'd suggest is come and book an hour, see what you can do in that time, see how we work, and then from there you can obviously judge how much you're going to need for your next session. The next point is arriving upon the studio. So when you arrive on the studio, the engineer will come and greet you in, and you'll come into the studio, and first thing that I'll ask you is, what beat are you using? Because obviously the engineer needs that, otherwise you can't record. So you'll get the beat, the engineer will download it off of YouTube, or maybe if it's on email, you send it in an email and you'll get that all ready to go. And then from there, you can then jump in the booth and get shit cracking. So the next thing I want to talk about is bringing people to the studio, because this is quite a big thing. I'm going to talk about bringing people to the studio, and I'm going to speak briefly about if you're late to a session or something like that. So yeah, bringing people to the studio, it all depends on you and what sort of person you are. But personally, and for us, like me and Tom, we usually say to our customers, we say, just bring whoever's coming, whoever you feel comfortable with, but bring whoever's jumping on the track and maybe like one of your boys or something, because we have people coming in and there's like 10 to 15 man in a session, and we don't end up getting anything done because everyone's talking. It's so distracting, and we really struggle to hear what's going on because everyone's talking and being loud and gassing it up. But if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. If you work better in that environment, that's fine. But we sometimes find it a little bit distracting to actually do our job. And another thing is, if it's your first time coming to the studio and you've brought 10 of your boys or 15 of your boys and you're in booth and they're all looking at you, that pressure's really on you, you know what I mean? It's not just us two, it's not just me and you in the studio and you can get comfortable. It's you and all your man them around you, and that can be a little bit distracting for you on your side as well. And I also want to talk about if you arrive to the studio and you're late. If you arrive to the session and you're half an hour late, like say if you've booked a session at 2 o'clock, you arrive at 2:30. Do not expect, if you've booked an hour, do not expect that session to go on till 3:30, because us engineers were busy. If I've got you booked in at 2 o'clock, I've probably got someone coming at 3. And if you come at 2:30 and you finish at 3, which you will be if I've got someone else coming, then you're expected to pay for the full amount of time because we've been sat there waiting for you to arrive. So yeah, that's another thing as well. And there's a lot of speculation on stuff like that as well. A lot of engineers are a bit, not frightened, but feel a bit uncomfortable to ask and tell the customers that. But we've got to the point now where we can't be wasting time. Our time's more valuable. And we personally think our time's a lot more valuable than £30 an hour as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is mixing and mastering. So we at the Beatz Hub, we charge £30 an hour. That's for recording and mixing and mastering included. And we do our mixing and mastering, like I said previously, in session. But a lot of studios up and down the country, they usually charge, I don't know, maybe £30 for the recording time and maybe another £20 or £30 on top for mixing and mastering. Some even charge £50 extra for the mixing and mastering. But when you come to our studio, you should expect to get your song mixed and mastered in the session. So then you leave with a full finished product. And maybe you might need a little bit more time to spend mixing and mastering on that. So what you'd do is after that is you'd listen to the track a couple times and then you'd rebook in another session, spend another hour mixing and mastering it, and then it's done from there. Or just keep booking sessions or whatever. So yeah, once you've finished your track, it's fully mixed and mastered, you should expect to get the song in an email or on a USB if you've brought one. And what we tell a lot of people is, well, yeah, we usually say this to people, if you've got changes, you need to book in another session, because we can't be taking time out of our time. We can't be using our time that you're not paying for us to work on your track and spend loads of time on your track. And it's just annoying going back and forth on Insta DM saying what changes do you need and all this lot. If the changes that you need are that big and you have got, even if just little changes, just come and book another session. So yeah, I thought I'd briefly go over them points just to maybe build your confidence a little bit more to come into the studio. But like I say, if you need anything else, just drop me a message and I'll help you out best that I can. But this is what we're here for at the end of the day. And yeah, we'll get it cracking. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And if this video does well, which I'm not even bothered if it don't, but if it does, then I'll probably start dropping a little bit more frequently. Don't forget to drop me a message if you need anything. So yeah, that's it. Bam.